I first thought about it a very, very long time ago when I was a kid myself. Don't ask me why, or I have no idea. I just thought that sounds something I'd do. Um, and then I worked abroad, and then I came back again, and then it became an actual option. And then I thought, well, why? Why foster? And I thought, well, somewhere along the line you have to make a difference. And this was one of the ones where I thought I'd be able to make a difference. First part was a phone call to a lovely lady in the office, and she's like, well, we'll send you an information pack. Everything came through the post, within a couple of days. And it was one of those ones, all the information I needed was in that pack. So that's what, that was the initial contact, was just a phone call, which was easy, and all you need to do is just talk. After the initial phone call and the pack arrived, I went through it and thought, yeah, this is me. So I then phoned again and said, yeah. And then they said, right, we'll send somebody out to see you. And that's where I got my support worker. If you even thinking about it, you do it. There's nothing worse than in a year or 2 years or 5 years going, I wonder what would have happened if, or I'd have wish I'd have done something then. Just do it. I could talk through any concerns I had, and they could tell me exactly what was expected and what they could offer, which is exactly, that's the way it should be. They went through everything that I could possibly think of. I sat there and wrote questions before anyone first came and was like, well, what about this? What happens if this? What about this? And all the questions were answered. That had put my mind at rest, and also the fact of, yes, this is what I can do. This is what I'd want to do. I'd spoken to family, friends, work colleagues, and they'd said, what about this, what about that? And we'd bounced around everything. Once I'd made the decision, then I was like, yeah, I want to go forward with this. It was a long process, but I could fully understand why it was a long process. Everyone has to make sure that not only is the house safe, the people are safe, everybody's safe, but also any issues that would crop up, we'd sort of say, okay, where's the CRB, where's this, where's your support network, where's this, where's that, have you got a safe environment, has everything been checked? That was interesting. That put a new perspective on it. That was giving you an insight to another world. Yes, I'd worked in care homes and I'd worked in an orphanage, but to actually turn around and say, okay, those people you've just visited on a work day basis, they're going to be in your house and you're going to make the decisions. That's what the Skills to Fostering helped with. They gave me the answers. They gave me the tools to, if it wasn't to cope with every issue, it gave me the tools to find how, where and who to contact, which, that's what we wanted. That's what I wanted. Every time you go to any kind of training, you sort of go around your little group and, my name's Peter and I've been this long and I've had this many kids. And it's quite strange when all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm just starting. And then they come over and say, well, okay, what's it really like? And I'm like, do you know what? You'll laugh, you'll cry, every kind of emotion you've had, you'll have it again, but it's brilliant. So we're going to a room on a TV screen, and quite a few people all of a sudden firing questions left, right and centre. Was a bit daunting at first, but we'd already had the training before. We already had my support worker in with me. So if there was any questions, which I'm thinking, hold on, I'm not quite sure on that. She'd be the one who'd sort of, oh, and by the way, yes, he's done this, yes, he's done that, he's here, he's there. It's one of those ones where, with anything new, with daunting at first, but in the end, you know, you just sort of smile and get on with it. And that's the way it works. Between 8 and 10 people sitting around the table. So I'm looking between about 8 to 10 people on the TV, all looking at me. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. That's not what I thought. Okay. But then, you know, they had paperwork in front of them. They had my file in front of them. They asked me questions, which I'd already put down. Anything. And it wasn't as though there was no surprises. They didn't turn around and say, oh, what's the capital of Afghanistan? You know, it was not one of those to try to trick you. They just want to make sure you're right. You're right for them, and, you know, we're right for kids. And he said, but don't worry about it. It'll be 4 to 6 weeks. That'll be 4 to 6 weeks. That was on the Wednesday. I got a phone call on the Thursday, and on the Friday, I had somebody walk through the door. And I'm like, okay. This is what we signed up for, because I was only emergency respite, respite emergency and short term. Well, that was an emergency. Between 8 and 11 months. Between 8 and 11 months from the initial phone call to a young person walking through the door. Yeah, between 8 and 11 months. I don't think you can actually prepare them. You can sort of give them an idea of what to expect, but to actually prepare them for what's to come, especially when you see some of the kids in full flow, which is, especially with my family, it's just, okay, you know, don't worry about it. He'll sort it, he'll deal with it. He's the one with the tools, he's the one who knows what he's doing. We'll just support him. If and when all hell breaks loose, I can make a phone call, and I've got somebody on that phone who can sort of go, okay, we can deal with this. That's what I wanted, and that's what I got.